Mites are around us everywhere, 24/7. There are all kinds of mites. There are dust mites. There are soil mites.
Stored product mites, bed mites, follicle mites, scabies mites, and two that you might run into in Costa Rica, chiggers and ticks. Most mites are so small they're not even noticed. How small? Well, that's a pinhead. So now you can do your homework to figure out how many mites can fit on a pinhead. Free-living mites feed on sap and plant tissue. Some feed on stored foods, dead skin, and many are parasitic on adult insects, like this katydid or this beetle larvae. A mite is attached to the end of this fly's proboscis. Even smelly carrion beetles have mites. There are specialized flower mites that feed on nectar and travel from flower to flower by hopping on hummingbird beaks. These minute mites hide out in the nasal passages of the birds and jump off at the next flower stop. If you look closely, a mite is leaving the butterfly's proboscis, heading for the nectar. Ticks are a separate and specialized group of the mites that have gained much disdain for their love of blood and for vectoring some nasty diseases.
Ticks are divided into two main families, the soft ticks and the more common hard ticks.
One of the many negative ecological consequences of cattle ranching in the tropics is the explosion of tick populations. A walk through an area where cattle have been can cover one with hundreds of seed ticks, and that could ruin a vacation real quick.
To a tick, a cow is the mother lode of blood, an all-you-can-eat restaurant that never closes. Cattle have to be sprayed with insecticide, otherwise ticks can cause serious loss of blood. Ah, the contented tick. It may only take a week to tank up on the red stuff, at which time they fall off and lay eggs. The offspring will then climb up vegetation and wait to hop on the next cow. The tick senses carbon dioxide, vibrations, and body heat of the passing animal. If a tick burrows into you, take care when removing it. If the head stays embedded, it may cause an infection later on. Upon removal, revenge is permitted.
Eat your heart out, Tarantino.